y'all, what's up? Welcome back. Welcome back for yet another episode of the Ladies First Panel. What's going on, everybody? Make sure that you come on in. You like the video, all that great stuff. Okay, you see all of our info right here. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Ladies First. Feel free to email us any questions, all of that at OohLadiesFirstPanel at gmail.com. And follow all of us on social media at Bondy Blue, at Jami ThatsMe, and at Necey Dixon. Okay, what's going on, ladies? How are you all? Happy Thursday. Hope it's been a great day. Bondy's back glowing from her trip. Awesome.
Right.
What's going on?
Yes,
Hi there,
Necey
everyone.
has a birthday tomorrow. Let's
Yes.
get into it. Exciting.
Scorpio season.
Right. Happy birthday to all Scorpios.
Yes.
Yes. Any plans this weekend? Just kick back.
Yeah. It's surprises because I just don't have the capacity to plan nothing. I was like actually getting anxious. This is the first year I was actually getting anxious about my birthday. So I was like, I'm just not about to do nothing. It was too much pressure. So yeah, I just need to dress up tomorrow and show up, and on Saturday too. So we'll see.
Oh, that's what's up.
I love
That's
it.
always the goal. When you got to put a lot of effort and you just show up, look fine,
Right.
just like
Show
and have a
up.
good time. Look fine and have a good time. Yes,
I love
ma'am.
it.
I love that. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, I actually want to start the show off getting into something different. Like, we haven't gotten into fashion in a very long time. So that's what I want us to get into. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, all right. So look at these lovely ladies. Okay, so earlier this week, or at least over the weekend, there was a kind of like I guess you could say like a fashion award show for the Council of Fashion Designers of America. So there were some stars that were in the building. So I decided to collect a few looks so that we could chat about it. Okay, the first person you see is Miss Cassie. The person in the middle is Lala, and the young woman on the end happens to be Miss Kylie Jenner. Okay, who wants to go first?
That was some shade right there.
Wait.
The young woman on the end. Yeah, the young woman just so happens to be Kylie Jenner. In case you were wondering who that 45-year-old woman is at the end there. She looks way too old. Like, she looks way too old. It's not even just what she did to herself. Like, the titties look like old girl titties. The booty and the hips be looking like, old bitch hips and titties. It's just a lot. Anyway,
Hilarious.
I don't like her look at all. I don't like her hair. It's given. I got it from a black 90s hair magazine, and it still didn't work for me. I think Lala looks
90s hair magazine.
It does, right?
Yeah.
Lala looks really amazing. I really love Lala's dress. This is beautiful to me. I love everything about her look. Cassie, is girl? I didn't know whether that was Tiana Taylor. I didn't know who that was. I don't like it because I feel, the avant-gardeness I get, but it swallows her and it makes her body look weird. You know what I'm saying? But for the occasion, I think she's rocking out with her cock out. So, more power to her.
It's the legs that make the proportion look weird. And not her legs, but the jacket is overpowering. The fit and the hairstyle I actually like. I'm actually here for it. I think it's really cute. It's fun. But I think it's something about the proportion there with the jacket to like the flare above the knee looks much smaller because the flare in the bottom of the legs and then the big of the jacket.
Yes. All of that you said.
Large and stuff, the jacket. Yeah. The hair is cute though. The concept is cute. I get it. Lala looks cute too. That just wasn't her pose because you can't see her neck. Kylie. Yeah, you can't see her neck. It just wasn't her pose. The dress is nice. The waist is snatched. Yeah, Kylie is very much given old. But I ain't gonna lie. If it was somebody else who did this, I probably would be here for it. I know I would. I'm not even gonna play. Like, I'm trying to think of another favorable white girl. Shit, I don't know. Blake Lively.
Listen, I was just about to say Blake Lively, girl.
That's one of my top two white girls.
Blake Lively would have filled this dress. Yes.
Right. If Blake Lively did it, I would have been here for it, like the hair and everything.
Facts.
But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on Kylie.
I be forgetting who Blake is. I had to look her up. As soon as I saw the dress, I say absolutely yes, 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 yes. Blake would have
Mm-hmm.
did it for sure. Yeah, I don't like Kylie's. I feel like the dress really isn't that bad. It's the hair and the closed toe heels for me. I don't know what's going on with the pieces of a bang in the front. I just don't. I don't like it. I think Bondy was right about how she looks. She just looked too old. Like you're looking older than we are. Like I don't know why that's the thing nowadays. The trend for people to look way older than what they are. Lotto,
Yeah,
but
what's she? 24, 23.
somewhere up in there,
She is
Girl,
somewhere up
I
in
don't
there,
care who tell it.
somewhere up
23.
in there,
Oh Lord.
She's
possibly.
25. She's 25.
She
She
look older than
25.
me.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, she's trying to keep up with Kim. I like Lala's plain and simple look. I feel like you can't really go too wrong a little bit with white hair pulled to the back. I think she looks really cute here, very simple. And I don't know why I was kind of feeling like this the only time y'all can get Lala to cover up, huh? But she looks nice. Cassie, Nisi, I'm with you on them pants because it makes me think of, is it horse legs or is it I think it's
Yikes.
horse legs, right? The way they kind of like
Yeah.
curve a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
like that's what the pants make me think of. And I don't really like the pants. I really don't even mind the jacket and the top, but it's the pants and the hair that I don't like for me. But those are my thoughts. All right, so let's move on to the next set here. Okay, we have Janelle Monáe, Miss Regina Hall, and then we also have Miss Chloe Kardashian.
I'm gonna jump in. Chloe, where's your neck, sweetie? Chloe, where's your neck? I think it looks good, but I feel like it makes her head look big, and it looks
I was
like
just about to say that.
yeah, it makes her head look super duper big, and it look like she can't walk. But it looks good on her body. I think that Regina looked like somebody's auntie slash somebody's mama. It's giving 65 and not 50, but it still look good. She still looks beautiful, but I feel it just looks like something Alfred Woodard or Lynn Whitfield. It's something for somebody that's in the age group above you would wear.
Right, right.
And Janelle, I think this is spot on for her. I actually love it. It's fun. It's avant-garde. It's crazy. It's not something that I would ever wear, and that's why it works.
Huh. I don't like Janelle outfit at all. I don't like nothing about Janelle's look right here. I understand it's art, but it's not speaking to me. That's all. That's how I feel. That's not speaking to me at all. Like the cast, it looks like she has a cast on her wrist because of the thumb hole of the sleeve. I don't know. I'm just not there. I'm not here for it. Regina looked good. Um, Bondy, you influenced me whenever you just said that it was giving much older. Because
Yeah.
that didn't even hit me. I was definitely just gonna say like Mother of the Bride, but in a
Yes.
more elegant way. I like that it's brown and her skin is looking very caramely.
Yes.
Um, it's cute. It's cute.
Hmm.
Kylie, you know how they be showing. I mean, not Kylie, Chloe,
Chloe.
same thing.
Ah.
You know how every now and then you hop on social media and they be showing you this is what the future of robots will look like, and they show you these very like
Yeah,
AI humans.
absolutely. Absolutely. I see it.
Chloe is giving AI human right
Yeah,
here.
it's definitely giving that. I mean, the dress is nice. It just don't. Yeah, I don't, maybe it's the pose. Maybe she can't pose because it's so tight.
That would be on brand
Lycra.
when you lose weight to get into a dress, just to
Oh,
wear it.
facts. Very much so facts, Niecy. But I mean, the dress is cute. It's just on Chloe. I don't like it.
Y'all, I'm
I
dying
think
laughing. I'm sorry. Somebody
What?
say Felicia Rashad, and now I'm dying because
yo, she
it does.
does. She does. Spot on. When you were talking about somebody older than you, the first person that came to my head was Viola Davis. But when I
Oh,
see Felicia, I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
this
that's
is more
her.
favorable.
I
Like
feel like Viola would have had a calf out. Like Viola would
just
have had
a piece of a leg,
a
yeah.
piece of some decolletage, something.
I've been noticing, like, I don't know, maybe it's just been more recent. Y'all tell me. I feel like brown has like been in more and more. I'm just seeing more
Absolutely.
people
It
wear
has been.
brown on brown skin
Me too.
lately.
Um, and what's crazy is it happened whenever people woke up in 2020 and started
Mm.
acknowledging racism. And whenever people start talking
Ooh,
about melanin, that's when all the brown started trending.
right.
Now I feel like that's why you see all the white girls wearing slick backs and gold hoops.
Mm. Yikes.
That's just me though. That's just what what I think.
Hate to see it. Janelle Monae, I feel indifferent. It's nothing I would wear, but she definitely came to be dramatic, especially with the pose. And I do think this is on brand for Janelle. I cannot think of too many of her red carpet outfits that she wasn't like dramatic in, except for like when she first came out. That was a part of her. Hell, when she first came out, I feel like that was the normal. It was a little awkwardness to it, but it was the norm because that was a part of her brand. Now it just gets more wilder and wilder. But I think, I think that fits her because of who she is. But it's just what I think, girl. All right, let's get to the next set real quick. We have Miss Holly Bailey, okay, Miss Little Mermaid. We have Miss Kiki Palmer and Kim Kardashian. Okay. I like Kim's outfit a bit. I think it fits her because it's plastic. Well, at least that's kind of the look that it's giving. It's
Yeah.
plastic. So made of plastic. It's fantastic. You can just my hair. That's what I'm thinking about. So I think it don't look bad. This outfit looks better on her than the outfit that we just saw Chloe on.
Hmm.
I really like Kiki's outfit for some reason. I like the boots matching. She got a little bit of a slit.
Yeah.
It caused a lot of questions because people are thinking this girl is pregnant. But if so, she hiding it very well, and I like the outfit. And when I tell y'all, Holly's body, go ahead, little mama. You better show it off. I love that pink on her skin. She looks so pretty. It just seems like she could wear the most ratchetest type of outfit, and for some reason, it's still gonna come off a bit classy base. I don't know
Cause
why, but
she's so skinny. When you skinny like that, it looks like a model instead of like a
mm,
video vixen.
And she also has that, I forgot, she has that doe eye, like fairy face to her, Disney
Hmm.
princess to her. So it worked. But I will say, I love me some Halle Bailey, but the dress is giving Windsor.
Yeah.
They didn't do her right. I feel like
ooh,
the dress should have at least hit the ground and hit right above the ankles. It's just nothing about this is right. Even the cut out, I feel like should have been snagged like on her hip instead of falling to the front like that. Like it's
mhm.
just something about it that's not hitting for me like at all. Department store pickup. Kiki is looking like every bit of an old couch, but a fabulous one.
Oh,
A fabulous one, y'all. I love the couch. I have to say, it's giving tablecloth, it's giving couch, but it's beautiful. I love it. I love the neckline, the cut off the shoulders. I love the boots, and honestly, I think she ate all the girls up. Now Kim Kardashian, I like her outfit. I just don't like her hair. I think that I am completely over Kim Kardashian doing the wet hair look,
Mm.
and this is the wet slick back hair look, and I'm through with it.
I'm over wet slick back hair looks in general. I'm tired of wet hair in general. I'm over it. I do think her body looks amazing in a dress. I don't mind that it's giving trash bag. I can't stand the rain. I think it's fine. I think she looks
I
good.
can stand the rain.
I guess my window. And as far as Kiki, and as far as Kiki looking like some curtains, I think that it is perfectly tailored and it looks like a gray curtain. I love
Yeah,
the
it looks
boob.
good.
Yeah, no, I love the belt. I love the decolletage, the bosom, the arm. Like I will wear it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I will wear this look
Hmm.
right here. I would wear, girl. If there's anything Bondy can float into, it's between androgyny and a floral print. Um, in our girl Haley over here, Haley, I do think your body looks amazing. You look beautiful, but the dress is giving Mama's Family.
Oh.
It's giving it's it's like it used to be a fully formed 1982 prom dress, but they cut some slits into the sides and tried to bring it up to 1999. But we're in 2022, and I feel like it's Bridgerton meets Pretty Woman, and I'm not here for it. So yeah, we can do better with the dress, but her hair, her makeup, her face, her body, she herself looks amazing.
Got you. Okay. And this is the last round we're about to hit. And this is a bit different, okay? In honor of, 11/11 Scorpio Day, Miss Melody Holt is
Mm-hmm.
actually dropping a
Ooh.
clothing line. And I want to get you ladies' thoughts on the looks. Which one is your fave? Let me know. What are your thoughts about the looks?
Number three is my fave for sure. I love
I
the
was just about to
pants.
say that.
Yeah, I love that. I'm on the fence about the other two looks because I'm not a all over print type gal all the time. So I don't know how I feel about either of the other two prints, but I do like the body shape of the suit. I like how it the cuffs at the ankle. Like I love the way everything fits. I love the boots in the second one. I even like the shape of that dress. I just don't know if I like that print exactly. But the third look, love.
Mm.
Yeah, the third look would be my go-to, most likely to wear. The first look I actually really like too. I don't know where I would wear it to, but I would wear it. The second one, not so much. It's something about the boots with that dress for me. But the dress itself, I feel like would be cute on somebody else. I just don't need no additional shoulder like that.
Mm. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm feeling this pantsuit here. I like the vibrance of the suit, the tiger print. Like, it's just the hair is perfect with it. I love the pants. Like, she did what needed to be done. I'm wondering if there's going to be more to the line. She dropped like four different looks so far, but I'm wondering if it's going to be more. And those are just the ones that she was showing us at the time being. But these is cute. These is cute. I like them. I like them. All right, guys. Well, that wraps up the fashion portion. We are about to go ahead and get into a bit of TV talk. So let's do it. It's always a bop. Always a bop. All right. Let's talk about Married to Medicine, y'all. I have to say I am glad that they don't wrapped it up with Reunion Part 3. I'm glad this is a wrap. But we're gonna pull out a few things to talk about, okay? Eugene and Quad, all right? Eugene tells Quad that he feels like her calling him Eugina was the worst thing that she could say, and it was worse than what Toya said about him and his peen not growing. I want to get y'all thoughts on that. Would you agree with Eugene? Disagree?
I
You think she was
disagree.
wrong?
I
Uh,
disagree. I'm sorry. A woman who doesn't know what your genitals look like calling you Eugina is something that you could knock off the shoulder. Like, bitch, fuck you. But your actual wife, who has physical evidence of your nether regions telling us that she's upset that they're not growing. Well, sir, I'm sorry. That feels like that hits a little harder. Feels a little bit more, truthful for me.
Yeah,
that's what
I
I was
have to
thinking.
agree. I don't think that it's worse. I feel like his wife gave clearance to have his penis up for discussion, which I think a lot of these women do. They get real comfortable with their friends and they be wanting to have fun, candid conversations. But best believe the table's gonna turn. Just kind of like how we're seeing Candace, which we're gonna talk about. Giselle was always talking about Chris's brown peen, and now whatever.
Mm,
But
mm.
I don't think it's the same thing. I think his feelings are just hurt, and he is trying to set a double standard. It's actually worse when your wife is talking about it, because if your wife say it don't hit, that's the facts right there. That's the car facts right there, and that's gonna hit harder. To Bondy's point.
I definitely agree with that. I was thinking the same thing. Like, I mean, what your wife says about you negatively to me especially publicly, negatively publicly, should always hurt more than what somebody else could say. Like that, just because I feel like you ain't got no allegiance to that other person over there. That other person, like, is giving
Who
sticks
gives
and
a fuck what
stones
they
type
care?
thing.
Yeah, like
But when
who
it
gives a
right, but
fuck?
when it's your mate, somebody that you've been growing with, building with, like that's where it definitely should be a
Or
problem.
not grown with,
In my
because
opinion,
it didn't get
Nisa,
bigger.
Ooh, ooh,
oh, girl,
ooh,
well, there's
the
that.
crux of it
Um,
all. Both are
Nisi said something.
emasculating. Yes, they are.
Yeah,
That's not lost upon
Nisi,
us.
you said you said something about Toya basically putting Eugene in a position to be talked about or
Mm-hmm.
talked down on.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah.
that is really a fact. I don't hear a lot of people talk about that because I feel like all of them do that. So it makes me think about Contessa sitting up there kind of being upset with Heavenly about stuff when you kind of open up and leaving room for people to discuss what you got going on. And I think all of the ladies on the stage did that as well in different ways. What else? Speaking of
Except
Contessa,
for
do you
Heavenly. Except for Heavenly. Heavenly ain't say shit for y'all to say nothing
look
about her. And listen, you ain't say
and
he's the best man she ever met, the only man she ever been with in her life, and y'all better not ever do
period?
nothing else besides that.
And you better not say nothing to him either.
Don't talk to him. Don't look at
Right.
Don't
him.
ask
Don't
Don't
him
move
ask
in
him
his
nothing.
no
direction. Don't say
questions.
shit to him. When we get to that, I do have a difference of an opinion in that area though. When we get to
Okay,
that.
about Heavenly and talking to
Yes,
her
when she
husband. Okay.
yeah,
Remind me to bring that up.
I will.
Because I just pulled out a few things. Do Contessa, do y'all feel like Dr. Contessa was kind of trying to trigger Damon to get out of character when she was talking about him not coming forward? Like if you really wanted us to be all in one accord, then you would have came to us much sooner. Do you think that she was trying to kind of like pull on his string to kind of get him to
I don't
act
think she
out?
was trying to pull on his strings. I think she was just trying to point out that you're not as high and mighty as you pretend to be. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what the point was. You're not above everybody, Damon. Calm the fuck down. Like I think that's basically what the energy was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it reminded me of whenever they got into that fight during the season. And she said, I got the same credentials as he do. You're not about to talk to me any type of way. Um, I think, yeah, the high and mighty thing is what it is. But I'm telling y'all, I can't stand Contessa. I'm sorry. I cannot stand her ass. I really cannot. Just because I feel like all we see from her is projection this entire time. Like Heavenly and Damon, I don't think that they do the high and mighty thing because they don't want to be telling all their business. They don't want to tell the negative parts of things,
Mm.
which shouldn't really bother you unless you have some guilt for sharing the negative aspects of your relationship. So I feel like Contessa's always in the business of proving that somebody is just as imperfect as she is. And it's like, that's between you and your husband that you came on the show, your husband, that you came on the show and spilt all y'all's tea. That doesn't really have to do. I don't understand what the motivation is behind you trying to expose Heavenly and Damon.
I
Mm.
don't I feel like Contessa. Wait, what was the question about Contessa? Did I answer it first?
Yeah, you did. You
You
answered it
did.
Okay,
first.
so that's because I wanted to expound upon that, but I feel like you're gonna ask another question that's gonna get me to that point anyway. So go ahead, Jamie.
My next question was actually about Simone and
Mm.
whether y'all felt like Simone, because Heavenly to me was trying to make it seem like Simone was wrong for bringing Contessa to a place for them to have a conversation, knowing that they weren't at the same space. And I was wondering if y'all feel like that fault was on Simone, because I didn't feel like all of that was on Simone. I felt like that was Heavenly doing what she does, which is deflect to try and get some of it off of her. And it's like, you got to be held accountable. Like at the end of the day, Damon was honestly tired of your mouth.
Yeah.
Yes, y'all always gonna be in rooms with people that y'all don't like, but at the end of the day, I felt like you kind of took it too far. Y'all both did, but you got to take accountability for that. Period. He was
I
tired of your
agree.
mouth.
He was. It was her in that moment. And I do think she tried to deflect and, let him talk, Contessa. It's like, girl, he's screaming at you too. He's telling you to shut up too. He here complaining about
Right.
you right now. And everybody knew it, which is why we were so confused about Contessa when she was like, you trying to take up for your wife. It was like, actually, he was agreeing with what you were saying. So I don't know what your problem is. Contessa be on some other shit to me. And that's why I feel like everything that we see about Contessa is more so about Contessa and her issues. It's not really
Yes.
about anybody else. It's about her and her issues. Just like Heavenly shit is about her and her issues. It's not about the other person because they act like this with everybody. They act this way all the time. Like Contessa literally goes around trying to get other people to join her fight against somebody else. Like, we get it, bitch. You were in the
Right.
military. It's a soldier mentality for you to need, like, you need help for
Be my
everything. Even,
voice.
yeah, even though you
Manipulate.
even though you won't come and try to bully people with your body on some robbing shit. So
Ooh,
I just kind of feel like Contessa needs to go to therapy and deal with her issues and stop pretending that
facts.
she's happy with Scott and then blowing up on everybody else because she has nowhere else to focus that negative energy. Because that's what I feel like. I feel like that's why her and Toya didn't linked up this season. I think her and Simone too. People want to act like
Yes.
Simone is happy with Cecil, but she's not. Like, nobody
Mm.
jokes about disliking their husband and not screwing him. Like, you are in your 50s, I'm guessing, right? Simone's in her 50s. You are too young to not want to be on top of your husband's D all the time, or at least most of the time. I'm just saying, y'all. I watch people through different stages of their life, and yes, sometimes things aren't always as important, but you should still have that type of "I want to do you" energy for your partner. And every time they bring up sex, Simone is like, "Oh, child, that's not ever what I wanted to do." She was like, as soon as I got married to him, that meant I was gonna have to stop screwing him. Like, that's the type of shit you're talking about when you talk about your relationship with your husband. And to me, I feel like that speaks volumes about the fact that you're really not happy with him. So I think her, Contessa, and Toya are not happy in their
Yeah.
relationships. And
Yep.
you looking at
Mm.
Quad, who left hers and is free. You jealous of that, Toya. You know, y'all can say what y'all want to about Quad, but her being free and able to do whatever she wants to do, Toya is jealous of that. Then when it comes to Anila, I think Anila like her husband. Toya, I think
Yeah.
Eugene, that's what that's what Eugene, you're really mad about the fact that Toya said that she would trade you in for Kieran. That's why you big mad about them
Oh,
Mm.
I
costumes.
forgot about that. I'm so glad you said that.
I was like, y'all forgot she said that she would want to see what Kieran's dick was about. And now all
She
of a sudden
did.
you want to make a big deal about these costumes when you done been out
No
here laughing
hesitation.
about.
I feel like
Listen,
Anila be talking about that man peen. Like y'all say
Oh
Ken
she
yeah.
Anila. I feel
probably
like she be
do.
talking about that man
I
peen to
mean, I think
Toya.
they have a good
Toya
sex
like, I want to
life.
try it.
I think they have a
Mhm.
good sex life. And that's why, remember Anila was talking about the anal she had done and all of this type of shit.
I forgot
I
about that.
I really
Shit.
felt like there's some jealousy there for the type of relationship that Anila has. And I also think that Contessa is deeply jealous of the way that Heavenly and Damon are able to fight fair. They protect each other no matter what. Y'all do
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
exact opposite with the way y'all handle each other. And I think on some level, you're jealous of Heavenly about that. So
Oh,
yeah,
facts. That's why she want to expose her
yeah.
because
And
she
that's why
wants
you want to
somebody.
take it to
Mm.
Damon too. Like, it ain't got shit to
Yeah.
do with Damon, but you keep, like, targeting him.
She mad that she don't have that same protocol for her institution. Am I
Hmm.
hearing deeper
Mm.
voice? And I'm like, when you gonna get over it? To answer your question about Simone, my first thought was like, okay, Heavenly take accountability. My second thought was like, I'm pretty sure Simone did bring them together too early. Just because Simone this entire season had so much joy when it came to proving
Quad.
Heavenly at
Oh.
fault.
Mm-hmm.
When it came to Heavenly, you shouldn't have been doing this, or Heavenly, you don't do this, Heavenly, you don't do that. Literally, it was sometimes where I can't remember exactly what scene, but if somebody said the sky is blue, she would have been like, but Heavenly, you don't talk about your friends. And it's like, what Heavenly? That's how she was sounding. If Heavenly, like, we get it. Heavenly shouldn't have been dragging the people on YouTube. But my thing is, I'm gonna need you to keep the same energy for Contessa and have some accountability for Contessa when it comes to the way that she speaks about her husband on these public platforms, and then can't take personal responsibility for what you did to your marriage. So it was almost as if you were just continuing to help Contessa project and gaslight for your own greed. So I could absolutely see the opportunity for Simone to bring them together too early, knowing that something was gonna pop off. Really, because they want to make her look like a bad girl in front of daddy.
Well,
So I
Yeah.
can see that.
Simone, I don't think Simone feature Heavenly for real. I think she tolerates her for sure, but I don't think that
Mhm.
she likes her, I feel like Simone doesn't forgive easily. And I think she still kind of blames Heavenly a little bit for the breakdown between her and Jackie's friendship. She
Mhm.
may be trying to get over it, but I don't think she really liked it like for real.
I'm gonna
But
tell you, on some
mhm,
level, I don't know why. On some level, she enjoys the relationship with Heavenly. On some level, I think it's
uh-huh.
because she's petty. I think she's petty as fuck, and I think they used to enjoy talking about Toya and how she didn't have anything going on together. I think everybody loves the fact that Heavenly would say the things that they wanted her to say until she started saying things about them that
Ooh.
they didn't want to hear. So I think that Heavenly is that personality that messy people like until it's turned on them, and I think Simone is very
Say
messy.
it again. Say it again. Messy
Mm. I
versus.
didn't think about that. Simone can't stand Heavenly ever since she stole her friend. That's what I think, really.
But she
She
didn't
can't
steal Jackie. Like to me, she didn't. Jackie is still available to Simone, but Simone is
now.
not going to dictate whether Jackie is friends with Heavenly or not, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, that's a fact. But like at the end of the day, I think Simone's issue was that as your friend, don't check me and not check a newcomer that's coming into your life because I knew you before the show. So I think Simone's
Okay,
issue was just about, I mean, she would treat her different. So I mean, granted, that is really not Heavenly's fault.
it's
If
not.
Jackie decided to treat you differently, you know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. She gonna still blame that lady when it should be on
It should be on
Jackie.
Jackie. But another thing is I feel like Simone is a little needy in their friendship. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like the way Simone will sometimes talk about how she feel like she should have certain liberties in her friendship with Jackie, it made me feel like on some level Jackie was tired of Simone always needing her to be a certain way in their friendship. Whereas with Heavenly, she has more control of their relationship. So
Mm-hmm.
she's able to kind of dictate how she deals with Heavenly, because Heavenly sees Jackie in like a maternal role. If y'all pay attention to it, I've noticed that she kind of looks up to Jackie like a mother figure or older sister. And with Simone, there are sometimes where I feel like Simone wants more, like she wants less boundaries around her friendship with Jackie, and Jackie is like, no, bitch, I need these boundaries.
I see that. I see that because I think Simone is used to them operating how they used to. But once Jackie went through that situation with Curtis, like that'll evolve you and change you and how you
Mm-hmm.
make your moves and stuff. And I don't think Simone understands that, which is why
Right.
she probably still wants more or
Yes.
whatever
And
from
Jackie
her.
has to Jackie can't give that same amount as she used to because she has to give some to Curtis or he gonna, cheat on her again. So
For sure. For sure. What were you
yeah.
gonna say about Heavenly and talking about her telling Quad like don't talk to my
Oh,
husband?
in that moment, I know everybody saw it is her doing the insecure thing. But I feel like what was actually happening in that moment was Heavenly was like, you're not about to use my husband against me. And that's what she
Mm.
felt like Quad was trying to do. When they trying to get his opinion, is so he can reprimand her in front of them. And everybody knows, don't nobody want their husband joining up with the people that's, against them to reprimand them publicly. Nobody wants that. So Damon wasn't going to answer until Andy asked the question, which honestly, we would like your perspective on how you handle her when she does these things. But the truth of the matter is, there's no way he was going to be able to answer that question and keep Heavenly in the space that she needed to be in with him. So he said, whatever we do, however we handle it, it's me and her. And nobody's going to get in between that or make me not be on my wife's side. I got my wife back. That was basically what Damon was saying when he was talking, and that's because he realized they were going to use whatever he said against Heavenly. And
Right.
Heavenly also realized y'all trying to use my husband against me. People have done that to me before, and I'm like, how dare you try to use my fucking husband against me? He's my husband, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But and then I had to have the conversation with him because he thinks he's playing devil's advocate, but you have to understand what that makes your wife feel like in a moment when somebody really is using you against her. You're not supposed to be able to be used against me. And I think in that moment, that's what Heavenly really was feeling. Like, bitch, don't talk to him. Don't ask him nothing. Because you're not about to use him against me right now. You're not about to get him to, reprimand me in front of y'all.
I think also because whatever she could have possibly asked, I'm thinking I can't remember, but it could have been about the show or the YouTube. And Damon really don't even be tuned in,
She
I
asked
think, to a lot of that to even be able to answer her
the
question for real.
question. The question was, how do you handle when you talk to Heavenly about something and she goes back to doing it again?
Mm.
Right,
That was
Okay.
they
the
treat her
question.
like a kid. They want her to be reprimanded, which is
Yeah.
why I could believe that someone
I
brought them together with the men early because
uh
they all wanted to reprimand heavily, and she probably thought that was going to dead the situation if they got him involved.
Well, we got to
This
saw how he
comment
handled
though,
her.
I was just
We
busting out
did.
laughing at this comment from David talking about Quad and her British Memphis accent. And I died laughing because it is British Memphis. And I never thought about it.
Why do you want Quad? Why do y'all want Quad off the show? She is so entertaining to me.
She's
She's
not to me.
entertaining. Oh, you don't think so, Jamie?
Mm-mm.
I think she
Mm-mm. I
is.
think in
And
the
you,
beginning when I first started watching the show, I was like, yes, I'm liking this quad. Okay. She got her nephew and stuff. But as the show went on, I think it was the rant for me, girl. The hour long rant. I was like, Quad, you have some other stuff. I don't even know if this is
oh, I was
about
here for
Toya.
it. That rant was hilarious
And
to
she was
I'm
me.
cussing
dying.
everybody out. It was like, girl, she not even
The
just talking
fact
about
that they
Toya. She
stood
talking about
there.
all y'all old bitches. Like,
The
It
fact
was
that she
she was
giving
going off
stood
on
there.
everybody. She
it was
can
giving
get
dreams
very
and nightmares.
annoying.
Dreams and nightmares. The Frank Sinatra line for me. The Frank Sinatra line lives rent free in my head. I Frank Sinatra this bitch. I did it my way.
Like, Lord have mercy.
Bro.
Jackie said, just let the car run out again.
Yeah. If Quiet go, I won't be mad. I won't be mad.
Oh my God.
You're not even married to medicine, my love. So I wouldn't even be
But
mad.
guess what?
Hmm?
I'm tired of y'all using that as an excuse. Like a lot of these housewives ain't fucking housewives. Like, give me a break.
Right,
Like,
none.
I mean, yeah, that's a
if you
very
could not, I feel
true.
like you could not like somebody. Y'all could not like her. I'm cool
It's
with
just
not
the
people not
jab that we
liking her, but
use
I don't
because
think you know.
Mariah used it often on her. It's
I
just
know,
the
but I don't think
jab
we
we
should be
take.
trying to like take nobody. I don't like y'all trying to take people check just because y'all don't like them when they entertain. Why y'all trying to take that lady check?
Mm,
Who
well, we
y'all?
don't have the right to do that, do we?
I'm just saying, when everybody be like they want her off the show, that's like
They don't
take
listen
her
to the
check away.
viewers anyway. I feel
I'm
like
They
glad
even
they
the
don't.
viewers
The
don't.
said they
person
gonna do
you
the
don't like
opposite.
the most on the show is going to be back.
Oh, you know
That
I'm
Quad
about to
shit.
say, if
is
Giselle's
truthfully
still there,
secured.
if, if
And you
Giselle's
know
still
what?
there,
I
Next.
said Quad must have some type of in with production the way she was going in on Andy and yelling at this man. I said, oh, we yelling at people now? I know what I said. Well, tell the people. You would have thought Quad was in charge of the girls.
Yeah, yeah. He said, "Well, let me read the card. Let me read the card." I
I'm
was like,
sorry, I
"Wow, the
enjoy all of that.
patience."
I enjoy all that. I enjoy her like checking him. I enjoy her and Heavenly having their moments where she was like, "Tag me in."
The part that killed me was when she said, when Eugene said, "What you got against us?" And she said, "I have nothing against you guys."
Girl, I
That
got
was
something
You
the
against
stop
you
Memphis.
talking
too.
shit. Well, y'all stop talking shit first. I
I
can't stop.
cannot.
It was Memphis British, and I'm so glad that somebody finally, defined what that was for me.
Okay. Anything else on Married to Medicine? Any other thoughts? We good on
No,
them? I think we good.
yeah, it was good. It was
Okay.
good.
It's
First of
good.
all, wait,
Okay.
hold up. Somebody
Uh
said,
oh.
did
Uh
y'all
oh.
see the Twitter thread about Best Actress? And it was Quad versus Viola Davis. Please send it to us. Please add us on Twitter so we can
Oh.
see
No,
it.
really.
For
She
real.
do be
Add
Oh,
us
acting.
right
just,
Shoot.
now.
oh wow. Let me
Listen,
see. Quad versus Viola. Damn.
that would be hilarious.
That's Quad's ministry. That's what Quad needs to go into that arena
She
She
should
to
start
get into
absolutely
acting.
should.
acting.
She should
Tyler
start
Perry
acting. Please, yes,
on
Tyler Perry.
network.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, she would be perfect on like a show like The Have and the Have Nots and
she
Or the
shit.
would.
Oval.
Oh,
Hmm.
yes, y'all.
Literally, that
Please
is her
bring Quad
alley.
in. Please bring Quad in to give speeches.
Sisters.
Oh my God, the way they need somebody to give dialogue to run out time.
Yeah, that's her.
Have y'all been watching Sisters, by the way?
I haven't.
I was picking up last night. I think I'm 2 episodes behind.
The only reason it's good is because of the Zach and Fatima storyline.
Right?
That's the only
So
reason
they're
it's
still on
good.
both shows.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the only reason I'm watching Sisters. It's
Oh,
because
okay.
I missed them because they only had 10 episodes, so I missed them. So I'm watching Sisters to see them. But when I tell you, I am tired of Gary and Andy and Sabrina and Maurice and the dude that's living in the house with the with the other guy Calvin,
I'm
like
tired of
the gay
Calvin too, because
guy
he keep getting
Q.
his ass beat.
Why are you letting this dude stay in the house with you? Like Q needed to be kicked out a long time ago, and he just keep now he working at the airport. I said, who the fuck gave this a job at the airport? He just got out of jail, and he on like somebody's ankle monitor. What the fuck is going on? How is he living in these people's house? These too many stupid unanswered questions. I can't
It
stand Tyler
is.
Perry.
It
Like,
is. And the long drawn out scenes going back and
oh my
forth.
god, the fact that
Karen
we
sitting down talking to her mama about the
yes,
pregnancy. That shit was
thank
so
you.
irritating. I
And
said,
the
Oh,
what
end
are
of
we
the
doing?
episode is when they
hold
finally
on,
get there.
y'all. We haven't reviewed the show in a year. Y'all telling me Karen is still pregnant?
Oh,
What? She's still pregnant.
Girl, she like 10 days pregnant. Like, it ain't been no real forward movement at all. She in the hospital right now. Still don't know who the baby daddy is, girl. Her mama said
That
she
was a
tired of
whole
this
year
shit.
ago.
Her mama finally had brought her mama. The last episode was her mama calling Zach and the preacher down to the house because she tired of this shit and she need to have a conversation with all of them. We still don't even know who the baby daddy is, girl.
which is
I
not
can't stand Tyler Perry,
realistic.
bro.
It's not realistic. You trying to have a conversation. And
Wow,
then we
just
haven't seen
wasting
this
my
woman's
time.
stomach grow at all. It hasn't grown yet. Like, it's frustrating. And I just know it's not Zach's child. And I want them to get to the point. So Fatima and him can move on and live whatever life with the other kids he got. Like, let's not make this the thing. But you know, they're gonna drag it
No.
out, girl. They're gonna do what they wanna do. I don't
Mm.
know where yeah, somebody said, where is Maurice? Been 5 episodes and ain't seen him yet. And now they saying he locked up. So I was thinking, is Maurice and Sabrina in trouble with production or something? Like, are they fined the episodes and they wrote y'all out?
They probably had jobs. They probably had other
Yeah,
jobs.
could be. They could have filmed some had some other stuff in the
They
pipeline.
gonna they gonna have Maurice pop up at some point with a black eye and a bust lip,
Coming out of nowhere.
getting about right to death.
What
Vietnam
happened?
color purple.
Guys at the store with Miss Millie. Exactly, because you know how much Tyler Perry loves the color purple. Any opportunity to throw that in there.
Hilarious to me.
You've been pregnant for
Hilarious.
177 episodes.
And I got Jamar watching it now, and I know he be sitting up there like, this shit, like, why is we still on this scene? Like,
Yeah,
he
used
be
to
getting
watch it
frustrated.
too. Yes, man. Okay,
Because
I
they'll
might
get
have to
you
Zatima
get
is
sucked
bored.
way
in.
better. Zatima's
Fatima
way
is
better.
way
Though.
better.
It's way better.
Yeah,
It is. They're more
yeah,
entertaining.
might have to
It's
get bored and go
comical.
watch that.
I'm tired of Jazz though.
Yeah.
I'm tired of Jazz.
She is. I love her, but I can't stand her in this scene. Like,
No,
I'm just
can't
like, okay,
stand
we
her.
tired now.
Every time Fatima beat her up, I feel
I
good.
mean, you say every time she beat a girl, that locker scene.
Yes, when she smashed her
Hollering.
arm, mention how your arm feel.
And then Zach was like, "Are you okay? Zach, bring your ass up. Are you okay?" Girl, Zach had me
Right.
screaming. I'm gonna be honest. Zach is good to look at. I will give him that. The
I
vow
keep
is
saying
good to look
somebody is fucking that lady's husband,
You're a
bro.
beautiful, handsome man.
at. Well, we just gave y'all a quick little something over here on
Okay.
Sisters, honey.
We're gonna have to just do an overlay. Cut it up.
Yeah, right. Do an overlay and cut it up. We're gonna have to get into some other sisters and some brothers too, which is Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay,
Sisters
so
and brothers.
I want to know y'all thoughts about them bringing Stormy's husband more into the Stormy and her husband, because the fact that he opened up the show with a basketball game, I said, okay, y'all finally starting to listen to the viewers. We're starting to get more of them. What did y'all think when y'all saw it?
I
Were
thought
you
the basketball
excited?
game was hilarious. I love that they called it a middle-age pickup game. I also love that Stormy's husband was in there wearing that tank top with his belly out.
I
It was
like
so
I like
funny.
Stormy husband. I like Stormy
Right?
husband.
He's
But
a
I was
handsome man.
he's beautiful. When he had that conversation with Marceau and they got close to his face and I saw his skin tone and his eye color and his face, I'm like, damn, nigga, nice looking.
They look good together. They look
They
like
do.
they go
Beautiful.
together,
Mhm.
Two very
and that's why
beautiful
they
people.
baby is so
Ooh,
beautiful.
I love the short hair on her. I love the
I
short
love
hair.
that. Yeah, she did that. I have a
She
nice
did.
looking
Hmm.
family. Y'all better go
Beautiful.
ahead.
Love it.
Um, what else I wanted to ask y'all about? I'm sorry, I can't help but think about Martell and them shorts because I'm like, if it's not gonna be the shirt, it's gonna be the shorts. But
Something's tight. Whatever it is, it's tight.
something's tight. Marceau is wanting to help Stormy's husband. What's Stormy's husband name? It's not Courtney.
Courtney.
Courtney,
Courtney.
that's what it is. So Marceau wants to help Courtney in real estate. My question, which has been a major debate that people have been having, was him saying that he's made what $17 million without Tisha. Y'all
Right.
Girl,
believe
he
that?
was
Well,
lying. He was
he
lying his
didn't.
ass off.
Did he say that, or did he just? I thought it was like Courtney said, "If I work with my wife, I feel like we can make 20 million." He said, "Well, if I work with mine," or he said like
He
working with
said he
mine, we
made
won't make
17
nothing.
million. No, but he
Yeah,
said they made
Courtney told
17 million already.
Oh, he made
And
17 million already.
he like, well, I've
he
made
was trying to
17
flex up
million.
after Courtney said
You
we made
know,
20 million already.
No, you made
I
17 million for somebody else's project. Let's be clear.
that's
Mm.
Bonnie. That's exactly what I was about to
I
say.
mean,
It's
that's
a
true.
difference between working on projects worth that much, but that might not be your net pay, which is why he was talking about investors. But I did think it was cool how Courtney went up for his wife and was like, "My wife is the brains just as much as I am the brains." And for
Absolutely.
Marceau, was very much giving his wife is just the credit check and the women's own business check off when you want to get them grants to fund your businesses. But that's just me. That's just my opinion on it.
Yeah. I mean,
I
I
think
like
that's
how
what he using her
Courtney
for.
includes Stormy in everything. Marceau did have me hollering when he said if he include Tisha, then he will only get half because they wouldn't even be together no more. He would give her half. But aren't they technically working together though? Isn't that still
Yes.
considered working together? So that's what I was confused.
Yes.
If
That's the
she's in the front
thing.
of the office,
And that's what made me think your wife isn't really bringing value to business ideation. She's just getting the better interest rates on things. She's just getting the grants y'all need. When he said that, I was like, oh, so that's what this is about,
so
literally,
that's
Yes.
a
because she is your
glorified,
partner.
truly
Remember,
secretary.
I told y'all that all she was a
Girl, my
secretary
waiting
the
to
last
exhale.
the last few seasons. That's all she was. But if y'all noticed, this last season they was trying to change the narrative so that they could make it seem as if Tisha wasn't as, stay at home barefoot and pregnant as she really was. But when he had that conversation with Courtney, that revealed their hand that that's bullshit. I mean, we already knew it was, but to me, that let us know that y'all are not working on equal footing the way you pretend that y'all are. Because the way she asserted herself in the conversation with Martell about owning the business and she's the new boss in charge and all of that bullshit that she was talking about,
Yeah.
obviously that is not true. Because if it was true, he wouldn't be having this conversation with Courtney, telling Courtney that he can't fully work with you as his wife. And Courtney is like, your problem is you just don't want to work with women. And that's the truth.
Mm.
I really want us to do a deep dive. Somebody let us know, give us the deets on the Scott's childhood. We found out this episode
Oh,
about the
yep.
fact that the mom and dad were divorced and then they got back together at some point.
Yeah.
And it made me
Right.
feel like a lot of times when parents break up, the boys will blame the mother, especially if the mother wasn't staying around to be hurt or something. They don't always take the mom's, side, especially if they didn't exactly see it. If they
Mhm.
weren't really aware of what was going on in a relationship, all they know is mama left daddy and now our family isn't what it used to be. Now we're mad at mommy. Um, and that could be the reason for why they have such negative feelings about women, period, because all of them have issues with women. And that's always going to back up to their
They
mother.
do. They
Did
do.
you think like when I was listening to them talk about like Martell and the kids and going to Destin or whatever? Um, they said you think that's gonna give the kids false hope or whatever. I mean, I feel like the kids gonna always have hope or whatnot. But when Marceau and them was talking about it, Marceau and Maurice, they were saying their parents would go on dates after they separated, and although they were happy, they were questioning like, are they gonna get back together? But to me, I received that as y'all didn't want them to get back together. Like y'all would be disappointed if y'all parents got back together the way they were like, but we were wondering, like we did wonder, are they gonna get back together? It's like, did y'all not really want them together?
I think they
What
did.
was that family dynamic?
I
Mm-hmm.
think they did want them to get back together. To me, that's what it sounded like. Like in your heart, you're gonna always want them to be together. So when they start being together, you're like, oh my God, are they really gonna get back together? We don't want to get our, our expectations high. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what it sounded like to me. And it really does make sense because they all seem like, hurt little boys mad about something.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark is the main example of that to me, like the way he talked about, I don't have a heart for women, or I don't have sympathy for women the way, a lot of men do. I was just kind of like, sir, I don't know what you're talking about, but you fall
Yeah, that
right
was
in
weird.
line. You fall right in line with the incel, men that we know of that have
Mm.
flooded the airwaves these days. You know what I'm saying? You're very much a stereotype, sir. Calm down.
Mm.
Mhm.
That makes me kind of wonder about their dad. Could they possibly, you know, how people try to operate in a space where they don't end up being like their parents, only to turn out just like their parents?
Mm.
Mm.
Especially if the daddy was talking to them about the mom while they were separated before they got back together. You know
Yeah.
how that your mama, she don't want me to come around. Because
Or they may fault the mom for the reason why they struggled.
yes,
Because maybe the mom is the one who decided to end the relationship,
mm-hmm,
and she relied on the boys to pick up jobs and all that stuff to fill in the place. And
uh-huh,
they may
Mm-hmm.
have some resentment towards their mom because it's like, you could have just been with my daddy and I wouldn't have to do blah, 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 blah. But
agreed,
Yeah. Yeah.
agreed.
really ain't no telling.
That
Mm.
sounds close though. That's to me that sounds about right. But we just going based off of the way they all seem to want work mules for women.
Yeah. Speaking of work mules, women, Maurice and Kimmy, we see Kimmy kind of open up about finding two different lumps in her breast, which could likely be breast cancer. We don't know for sure. We'll see on the coming episode. But I know when I was listening to that, I definitely felt bad for Kimmy. I hope whatever the news is the it's on the better side of the news for her. But I couldn't help but think
Mhm.
about Maurice and him badgering her for sex and stuff. And I just hope that he feels like really stupid, because sometimes life, not sometimes, majority, most of the time, a lot of times, it's really not all about you. I think he was
Mm.
being extremely selfish in that moment. So I wonder if he's kind of maybe even apologize, if he's going to apologize for that or anything. What were y'all thoughts about it?
I don't think he's thought about it, honestly.
Mm,
I don't think the way that he was badgering her for sex is out of norm for him. So I don't think he would have even thought to apologize. I do feel like he feels helpless though and sad, like he don't really know what to say about anything. He just can't really use his words to comfort her. Like even when they was in the car and he asked her a question, he said, "Are they going to have to cut you?" He said, "Are they going to have to cut you open
mm-hmm.
to test whatever is inside?" When he said that, that made me think that he didn't have the emotional intelligence to know that asking somebody that question would cause some sort of anxiety on top of the things that
Mm.
she's already thinking of. So to me, I'm just like, it's already and I don't think he's intentionally doing it. Like I said, I don't think he had the emotional intelligence to be supportive
Mhm.
or of her in that way. Um, I don't even think that your mind would be going to, oh my gosh, somebody's going to cut me open, when the much larger issue at hand is that you could potentially have breast cancer.
Correct.
So he just don't really know how to support her in this time, I feel like.
I didn't even realize that he said
Yeah.
that. Damn. But it definitely puts me in a mind frame that he is going to need help from her on how to handle her during this process. And I made this point, and we can either receive this or not. People can say I'm wrong, whatever. But we've watched Kimmy do this pushing feelings down, pushing her voice down thing. And I'm a firm believer that whenever you hold on to things or you push things and emotions down within yourself, they can manifest into calcifications in your body. And that's what cancer is. Like, usually when some part of your body becomes infected. So if there's a part of your body that's weak from shots or whatever, and you're going through an emotional space where you're kind of holding things in and pushing things down, I do think it can turn into sickness. I mean,
Mm.
to me, like for me, I feel like when my dad got cancer, you know, that to me that was a reflection of
Yeah.
the fact that he held on to a lot of anger in his
I
body
never
for
thought
a
about
long
that.
time.
My mom's a breast
Mm.
cancer survivor. She be holding on to shit
Yeah.
like a
Mm.
lot. Just and a lot of
Hmm.
older black people don't really know how to express themselves
Hmm.
in a way to relieve
Yeah.
stress. So I could see that. I've never thought about
I
that.
think that's a really good point.
They don't know
I
how to
do.
release. They don't know how to release
Hmm.
things. We really don't. And that's why I feel like, it's important sometimes to say those types of things during these moments, because even though we can't control if we get cancer or not, I do think that it has more to do with our emotions than we would like to
Then we
believe.
think.
Yeah. And then we think,
Hmm.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I definitely believe that. That I definitely believe that. That made me think about a motivational speaker, and he was kind of talking about that. And where your mind, like once you get that news, that's where you deteriorate even more because once you find
Hmm.
out that news, you go to the negative part of it instead of trying to be on the positive side, to kind of change that. But I hate that, but I think that was a great point that you brought up. Let's talk about because not a lot happened this episode, so I definitely want to get
Hold
into
on.
Stormy's.
I just gotta put this bullshit disclaimer out here. That's
Oh,
not to discount other people and their experiences and to be the
very
all
true.
reason why they have cancer. I feel like that should go without saying. But
I
somebody
feel like
gonna
I
listen to
Absolutely.
it.
literally said, we don't know how people, get cancer, but I've noticed, it's
Right.
just
You said
something to
more
throw
than
out.
you're just saying that it affects the body more than you
Yes,
think.
I
And
said
not
if
that
you have a
we
part that's weakened, that
right.
like not that our
Yeah, yeah,
feelings
yeah. A
we
lot
can
of things.
control
Not
if
that
you
we in the
have
John
cancer.
Hopkins operation room or anything like
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
We're
Like,
not saying that, but
no.
Correct. I'm glad you cleared that up, Nisi. We understand it's a lot. It could be, I do believe some of it could be like a hereditary type of thing. It's like a
Hmm.
vast
right.
majority of different ways because there's so many different types of cancers. So you can
Hmm.
get it in so many different ways,
Yeah.
but it just makes me think about what the elders say, not even just related to cancer, but just your body in general. A lot of times the mind is the first thing to go. So I think what Bondy was also
Mm,
speaking to is just being able to, when you're having those down moments, to be able to grasp a hope, a hold of your mind, like we do on a regular normal basis, regardless of any situations. It doesn't have to be health. It could be that you stressed out about something, which could actually turn around and trigger your health. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're not trying to diagnose anybody or do
At
anything like
all.
that or minimize anybody else's experience when it comes to that.
Absolutely not. Like,
So
of course, like my dad
yeah,
smoked, you know what I'm saying, smoked cigarettes and worked at a chemical plant. So there were actual environmental factors, absolutely. But I also feel like there are probably people who worked in those same environments that didn't get lung cancer. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So you
yeah,
never know what can cause things, but I know he absolutely held on to things in his body that I feel like may have made him sickly sometimes. He had a lot of
mm,
issues over the years that were like stomach issues where he would have like upset stomach or the acid reflux, and a lot of those things are linked to stress in the body. So that's all I'm really
right,
trying to say, y'all. It's just a conversation for us to be aware. It's not to discount how these things happen
absolutely,
scientifically.
Right.
absolutely, 1,000%. Let's talk about the Stormy's peace party for a second. How we feeling about Destiny bringing a plus one because she felt that she needed backup, but then
It
went
was
to
given
Hilarious.
social
very
media
much
and said
Toya.
she didn't need a
It was
backup.
given
Mm-hmm.
Toya bringing her friend from Detroit. That's what it was
Mm-hmm.
giving. It
Mm,
it irritated the hell out of me, y'all. And it's funny because I was watching the show with my mama. It was the first time she watched the show, so she don't know nothing about these people. And she was like, "What she bring that girl there for? You thought she was gonna fight for you?" And I'm like, you see what I see? Okay, so it's not a Destiny hate train. Somebody new said that, but
right.
no, yeah. it was giving real lame. Like the type of energy that she had for Stormy at that Valentine's Day party. I don't know why you felt like you would need backup. Like, why would you ever? It was just weird to me. I don't even think her and Mel has gotten in, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they've gotten into a physical like mismatch where they've been ready to fight. So
Mm-mm.
what's wrong, Destiny? Like, Destiny is truly hurt. Like, thin line between love and hate. I think
Yeah.
it's, and I feel like we've talked about this before on other episodes. It's a bit of her childhood feeling abandoned, lack of mother, and then you put your trust into another woman, thinking that this woman has all her stuff together and that's gonna be your friend. And the minute she leave you high and dry with no explanation, you feel abandoned, you feel hurt. So you want to show out. Like, to me, I'm like, why would it lead to something physical? But to her, her mind is already there because she is scorned.
Mm. I just read a comment that said, did she think Tisha wouldn't support her? And I feel like that's another point. I thought that was your girl, but you, I guess, must have figured she wasn't gonna have your back based on the conversation you had with her about Stormy. See, Tisha is still a materialistic pick me. So if somebody get her a Gucci bag, she gonna smile and try to get past the shit. So her
Right.
and Destiny had a disconnect in that moment. So Destiny probably felt like, I need somebody I know that's gonna have my back come into this event. Now she tweeted that Stormy knew. Stormy said she found out at the last minute. And I just kind of feel like it's a production. So I'm not really gonna hold that against Destiny like
Mm.
that. Because if I'm going to shoot and I want to bring somebody with me, guess what? I might bring somebody with me. Give it a form. The fuck, like she'll be in a bag somewhere, but she gonna be here with me because that's what I said I want. So I'm not exactly upset with her about that, but I also
Mhm.
feel like it's just an extension of the fact that she's childish and can't really handle things like a grown woman all the time. That's all.
Yeah, I think that two things definitely could be true. That production knew she was bringing a plus one, but Stormy didn't. And some part of me, I kind of wanted to feel a way about that because I'm like, girl, that's somebody's house. Like, don't be bringing that lady to
That's
my
somebody's
house.
house.
Yeah, I
Right.
don't know that
Yeah,
lady
that's
like
another
that.
Y'all
thing.
But
bring,
That's
then
I
I'm
true.
would
like,
turn the
and
That's
ass
they
true.
do
around.
it often on Housewives too. They be bringing
Yeah.
people to functions. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm with you on that. I kind of
At
give her a
somebody's
pass.
house, though?
But why the plus one sat next to Mel? It's
Because she
like,
was still cool with Mel. Somebody said she went over to Mel and
clearly
hugged her.
she did.
Oh,
Bitch,
she
all your
did?
friends, Mel
Yeah,
friends
and she
too.
talked to her. Yeah.
Oh, so she wasn't there to throw
I'm gonna just
paws.
say this.
Nah, Tisha
No,
came with
I
her
don't
sneakers
think
on
so.
though.
I don't think the Tisha energy was weird as soon as she got there to me. But Destiny, I feel like she needed an emotional support pet. Like that's what that felt like to me. It didn't feel like she was fitting to fight somebody like when Toya brought somebody to fight for
Hmm.
her. It just felt like I don't want to be there by myself because I don't feel like anybody there really fuck with me like that. That's what I think
Hmm.
Destiny was coming from more so than anything else.
That's crazy because she just made up with Stormy. She just made up with
Tiffany.
Tiffany, and she cool with Destiny, and I got no issue with Kimmy. And let's also talk. People always try to drag Mel, but y'all not gonna sit up here and like, Destiny didn't come on the show and have an issue with everybody. She created an issue with Stormy, had one with Tiffany, definitely came at Kimmy over the chicken clucking man, whatever the thing Kimmy said. And then the only reason, I mean, she ain't had no issue with Tisha because Tisha about knew how to stay out the way because she had already got into it with Mel. So
Hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, anyway, girl. But let's keep going. Tiffany, she let us know some interesting stuff that I didn't know. The fact that when she brought up the whole "I saw your man" or whatever with another woman, at least I thought that was you. Destiny already knew that before she brought it up at the table. So Destiny was being extremely dramatic. I still kind of felt like Tiffany was wrong, but I want to know if y'all felt like she was wrong and if you felt like Miss Destiny was doing too much for the cameras, because I kind of felt like she was.
I do. I wasn't mad at Tiffany when she said she over exaggerated her reaction. Because really, why did you have to get up and storm to the bathroom? Bitch, what's in a public bathroom that you need to go run in there to collect yourself? Is it really that serious? It was the same thing she did at her re-grand opening when she kept running in the back to cry to her daddy. It
Mm-hmm.
absolutely gives
Yep.
I have temper tantrums and run off, and then I still don't come back collecting myself. So it's almost like you storm off because you want people to be, feeling upset or nervous that you stormed off. But I just
Right.
think she just always handles confrontation like a child, like a teenager. and she never just stands and listens and takes on new information and is able to process in that moment, and she need to deal with that shit. But it's giving spoiled brat. It's giving my mom wasn't around, so my dad made up for it by giving me everything I wanted, and now I'm a spoiled ass brat that when I don't get my way with my friends or the people around me, I think if I fold my arms and stick my lip out, then somebody is supposed to, change for me. But we're adults, and that's not how this
Yeah,
works. So yeah, she needs to go to therapy. She needs, and I keep saying
she
it because
do.
she one of them people that won't go talk to their pastor, and I'm like, your pastor does not have a degree in psychology. Please go and talk to a damn
The pastor
counselor.
just gonna be reading scriptures
Dr.
and you gonna
Ferguson.
say, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
The Lord,
Yeah.
they're gonna tell you to put God first, and you're gonna be like, what does that mean?
A lot of people have
Right.
spoke on Destiny's I guess mental and how things has been going for her
Mm.
and how she needs to take a break from the show. And I didn't get it until I was checking out some of the comments that she was responding to. And I'm like, yo, y'all may have a point. This woman legit just went through a divorce at the end of the year, at the top of the year, somewhere up in there. Then she had to battle with the child custody. She falling out with her friend and then having beef with that, trying to fight Destiny. So maybe, I mean, do she need a little
She
break?
need a break. She
She
needs
But
some
do.
self work.
She
she
probably
I
don't
already
think
ain't
feel
she
giving
like
us a
she can
whole
see
lot
afford
anyway.
one.
because this is the thing when it comes to Destiny. I have gone back and forth between like, oh, I can't stand Destiny. I don't like Destiny. But whenever we interviewed her, I felt like, she was more palatable. She was like, I don't know, it was just easier to talk to her. But I think she's just hurt. I think she needs to do some self work so she's not lashing out. And I think it's
Hmm.
another thing for everybody to see you at your worst. I think what we're getting of her is low vibrational plates.
Yeah.
Low
Mm-hmm.
vibrational Destiny. And I
Shit.
think she just need to do some self-work because I feel like she was solid to begin with, but all this manipulation, all of this triggering of language that she does that I've been seeing for seasons, the way she speaks to Martell, the way she speaks to Tisha, the words that she chooses, that to me is just like I
Yeah.
can't. I think she need to do some self-work because if you was in a place where you was truly at peace, you wouldn't dedicate so much time to hating somebody because that's what it's
Yeah.
coming off like. It's coming off like you literally hate Mel, and Mel is paying dust because she's spending more time on herself, and you hate that.
Yes. Yes.
And I wanna like Destiny like I did in the beginning. So I hope that she
We all
does take
do.
a step back and just like, just get her mental together. I did feel a way when she tried to call out Melody and saying that she hopes that, oh, I hope Melody acts better when she gets with the ladies, unlike how she was when she tried to fight somebody grandma. And I said, so you acting like you
Yeah.
didn't try to come at her mama though. So if that's the
Ooh.
case, y'all was doing the same thing. So let's not do that. And then don't say that you feel like whatever Tiffany is talking about is too whatever for you to even address. I guess it was so silly, too much for you to address. But you sitting over here being bothered by Mel in the confessional, and then you throwing shade. Meanwhile, Mel in her confessional trying to give you grace. Like I didn't like that. I didn't like that, Miss Destiny. What else did I want to ask y'all about? Oh, do you feel like Tisha and Destiny, like, what were y'all thoughts about them not wanting to participate? Because I felt the way about that. Like, let's participate. At least just mention one thing. Like, y'all came to the event as though you were very bothered. Let's be very clear. Destiny, you brought a +1. Tisha, you was just acting a little funny. And when it's time for us to talk, now y'all ain't got nothing to say.
Should have
I
stayed
think
y'all asses at home.
I was thinking the same thing, but they want their check. I think it's reflective of the fact that they don't want to make up with Mel or anybody.
Mm-mm.
They want. I think personally, that's what they have in common. They're humbuggish. I think they're two people that like to have issues with people because then they can play victim. I also think that they're just unhappy people. So when you're unhappy, you feel more comfortable being, on the whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like you feel more comfortable being standoffish, having your fucking attitude. Or like with Tisha, I feel like the fake shit, but really talking about people behind their back. Like that's the biggest. That's why people. I feel like people can say what they want to, but Tisha probably ain't got no real friends because everybody
I
knows
don't think
that
so.
Tisha is gonna talk shit about them whenever she's feeling a way, and then she gonna subliminally throw her little bullshit relationship with Marceau in your face whenever she feel like it too. You could tell she
Well,
probably with her family members. Oh, I definitely think
her
she shine.
family,
Yeah, she shines on them. Like Marcel does this for me, and Marcel does that for me, and
she
like
kind
that
of
type of
reminds
thing.
me of a friend I used to have. I feel like Tisha probably does have friends, but she probably prefers to keep friends around who are not doing better than her. In the
Mm-hmm.
minute that they do, end up doing better than her, it's the issue. So
Yes.
I feel like she keeps people around, but probably not for long. And the longest term friendships that she's probably had are people that have always been below her or beneath her.
You could tell when
Um,
a family came together, the energy of them running behind her was like, she so, almost like, oh, here y'all go. I know y'all gonna ask me for something, but I like the fact that y'all ask me for stuff because it make me and Marcel
right.
feel like we at the top of the family, like, and she has to feel like she's better than somebody because she's Wanda's child. And Wanda probably did a lot of comparing growing up.
You know, I'm just thinking about like energy. Now that we've been talking, now that I told y'all, I'm like really trying to. Anyway, I'm thinking about the fact that Destiny and Tisha have joined forces, and the commonality is the dislike for somebody, and that's the reason why
Mm-hmm.
they didn't want to come to that peace party and be peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
But it has to be something so heavy and so draining around operating in a place of negativity with another person, and that's your like. What the fuck do y'all talk about if it's not male? Like, do y'all really have entertaining conversations or engaging conversations outside of that? And if you do, I'm sure y'all would probably prefer to be talking about male because that's what gives y'all energy. So one of them things is it's just not gonna last long. It's not gonna last long because one of them is gonna have to come to a place to where they stop caring or they care about something more. Tisha has time and space to care about what goes on there because yeah, I don't have to explain that. But
I,
eventually it's gonna something is gonna fizzle out.
yeah. I think the L may end up being on Tisha, maybe in another season. Cause I have looked at their friendship like, okay, Tisha, we're gonna see what you do. Should Mel and Destiny actually get back on one
What are you
accord?
gonna
Not
do?
so much as, besties, but being more cordial and I could, stomach her and be around her. So I'm like, where does that leave you then? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So she gotta be careful with the moves that she's making now and not make sure she don't get herself involved in what they got going on. Have your own isolated beef, I suppose, versus how your mama be doing, when she come in and try and take care of your battles and stuff. But
Right.
anything else on Love and Marriage Huntsville people? We're good on them. All right,
We're
y'all.
pretty
Let's
late.
go ahead and switch it up and let's get into Real Housewives of
Oh
Potomac.
my gosh, I cannot. I can't. Yeah. I
Juan
can't. This
Dixon, so
episode
happy.
ran me hot.
Did it?
It ran me so hot. I literally,
What
I was
part?
supposed to be on my break. Shit, Robin yelling. I was supposed to be on my break, but literally, I was like, I really want to go talk about this. But I was
Mm-hmm.
like, let me just chill out. Let me chill out and then decide if I'm in a space where I want to talk about it. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to leave the Green Eye Band of Sorority Incorporated to themselves. Um, I can't. Go ahead,
Green
Jeremy. I
eyed
can't.
baby.
I'm already
Not
hot.
green eyed baby. Okay. So I am actually going I feel like I'm fast forwarding. So if it's anything I'm missing, y'all feel free to let's go back. Cause I'm actually gonna go to the tulip picking, which I kind of cringed at. I'm like, dang girl, it's cold. It would be nice if it was much warmer. It was a nice idea. But I'm like, oh girl, I would have been cold like Ashley. But either way, Wendy decided she was going to send out invites to the ladies because she wants to do this event. I loved how Wendy got Ashley together. I don't know why Ashley felt like Wendy needed to, you know, calmly package a message to go out to Robin and Giselle. Like, why the fuck I gotta do that? Like, no, they're gonna get this general ass message because I feel like if the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't have did that for Wendy. What are y'all thoughts about it?
No.
I think that Ashley has made it her job to kiss Giselle and Robin's asses, and she expects everybody else to do the same. But no, we're not doing that. I think that Ashley thinks that because she kisses their ass, that's the reason why they receive her. But I think it's because she is the same complexion as them, which is the same reason
Facts.
why Giselle apologized to Mia. Since when do you apologize to people? Barely
Mm,
been on the show. Barely been on the show. Since when do
Thank
you
you.
apologize to people? It was because, and that's another reason why she keep going back and forth with Karen. Karen has said some of the worst shit about her, worse than anything that anybody else has said, especially Wendy. And they seem to be trying to ice Wendy out. And I
Yes.
don't
mm,
like it. I don't like it, but I think it's because they don't like when a brown skinned girl comes on the scene with more intelligence. See, Giselle, you can't use your pictures with President Clinton and Obama, whatever. You can't use those pictures to make Wendy feel less than. She's a political commentator. You know what I'm saying? Like the looks department. Wendy came back this season looking fabulous. Last season looking fabulous. You tried to dress her down about that and then make it seem like her husband must be cheating on her because she's insecure. Like you were doing a
Hmm.
lot. And
yeah,
she
she was.
finally read you down on one fucking episode. And now she had an
It's a
A
hate
train for a
train.
year. Cut it out.
I'm glad you mentioned
Yeah.
something because I had did a video about the colorism thing because I feel like for me personally, I feel like the ladies of Potomac do the same similar thing that the brown skinned girls do on Atlanta. But I like what somebody said in the comments because they said exactly what you just mentioned. It was about how Giselle feels the need to apologize to Mia or even make up with Karen when she does something wrong. But when it's the other ladies, she doesn't. And I thought that for me, because I'm like, listen, this is an educated conversation. Just because I may feel like I don't see it as a brown girl doesn't mean that y'all are wrong. You know what I'm saying? I want to have a conversation so I can see exactly what y'all see. And I'm really glad that they mentioned that because I'm like, damn, like that. I think that was a really good point because I'm like, I never see that. Giselle never ever apologizes, and it was
No.
disgusting to hear her sit up there and say that Wendy never takes accountability. Y'all BITs literally sat up there and called this woman condescending because she rolls her eyes or whatever. And I'm like, y'all
Everybody
all
does
do the
that.
same thing. Like, what are you talking about?
It's
Pure
crazy.
stupidity.
It
I
definitely
My
see
bad,
gives,
it.
Nisa.
yeah, go ahead, Nisa.
I see it on 100,000. The colorism, I see it on a 100,000. And I have to say, I didn't really see it as much before Wendy came on the show. And the
Mm-hmm.
reason, and I'm telling you, I know the reason why I didn't see it was because you had brown skinned women who eventually fell in line behind Giselle and Robin. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that they were like, I'm speaking about Candace and eventually Monique did the same thing toward the end.
Mm-hmm.
When I say that, I don't think that Candace and Monique were like, oh, they're light skinned, let me fall behind them. I think they just thought that that was the dynamic of the group. Giselle operates in a way where if it's a woman that she don't feel like is up to her caliber, they need to fall in line behind her. We watched Candace do it from day one, which was why Candace was palatable to Giselle and to Robin. But yet, even I remember something last season when they went to the damn vacation house. Giselle had basically like what do you call it, reprimanded Candace for how she was behaving. And it's so
Ooh,
hilarious to me because I don't think we've ever seen Giselle
point.
give Ashley the big sister talks
Ever.
like
Great
this is
point.
inappropriate. You let Ashley run around and run amok. You let Ashley act the ass. You let her stir up shit. But Candace don't have the capacity to act out. So yeah, I literally can't stand them. Um, Ashley is, you know, complicit in it. She don't
Mm-hmm.
realize what's going on because she falls in line behind them. I'm absolutely disgusted, especially with Robin, big burly ass, because the way that they try to trigger Wendy,
Mm-hmm.
they try to trigger her. All the screaming in her face, you standing up, and yes, you had to get held back. Yes, you tried to fight her, and y'all all sat. To me, I feel like you tried to fight because this is how short my patience is. If I'm arguing with somebody and they cuss, that's strike one. If you stand up, you might as well put your hands on me at that point. We fighting. Because if you put me in a position to where I feel like I need to protect myself, and I'm sitting down and you're standing up, you're challenging me. So Robin tries to act out in order to get the beast to come out of these
Mm-hmm.
people the same way that she did Monique with that fucking umbrella seasons ago. And I think somebody needs to call them out for it. Like, directly. It just is what it is. And I've been waiting for Candace to wake up for seasons and know that she was getting sunned by Giselle and Robin.
Yeah.
And I can't, I really hope that somebody, I hope somebody calls them
Checks
out.
her.
I really do. Checks them. Let one of them go. Cut the
Yeah.
fucking giant by the neck. By the
Yeah.
necks. Cut them off. Send Giselle on, send Robin on. I don't care. But somebody needs to tear down this hierarchy. And I feel like Giselle won't feel like she has as much power if they let go of Robin. Let
Mm.
go of Robin. Robin is quiet, but Giselle needs a fucking shadow, a lapdog. If you get somebody like Karen, who she feels like is her equal, Karen is not going to participate in all the bullshit. Ashley still wants to be well liked by majority of the group. I don't think she's going to have the same flex that she's been having. Let Robin go. Let her go.
I like the points you made, Necey, specifically about the boathouse or lake house or whatever the ladies were at, and how when Candace and Mia got into it, you mentioned that Giselle chastised Candace for her actions, but really didn't say anything for Mia, and you related that to colorism. And I'm glad you pointed that out, because for me, I didn't see it like that until you said what you said. I was looking at it as, oh, she's acting like this towards you because she really just don't like you as a whole. You see what I'm saying? I think you had a really good point. And another thing that I thought about, Candace and Wendy were very vocal last season about the colorism, which is why I think that they are targets of Giselle and Robin's this season, because they are bringing that into play. Does that make sense? Because
Oh,
they've
you
been
think that's
discussing
why?
it. Yeah, I
Do you
do. I
think
think,
Robin
but
was triggered even though Wendy was like, who said that? Do you think that's why Robin was like, what did these two do? Because she's like, oh, here goes
likely.
another thing.
Yeah.
Likely. But even if it wasn't that, I think their plan was to just be on their heads because they didn't like the uncomfortableness of the colorism conversations. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? They didn't like that. So that's why I think that they are now their targets for
I
them this
agree.
season.
I agree to some extent for sure. Also as it pertains to, are we gonna talk about Robin calling on Sharice to lie for her?
Mm-hmm.
Um, girl, why are we calling your friend who you've known the longest to back up, the truth of the matter? Of course she's gonna back up whatever you're telling her. Who fucking cares what Sharice and her big back have to say? I'm just saying I don't like Sharice. But Robin, this is not the first time you've tried to use your shoulders against someone. And I'm tired of it, honey. I'm tired of it. You're angry and you're bitter, and it's because you're unhappy in this situation with Juan. I don't understand why y'all are still playing in our faces. I don't think Juan has any intention on actually marrying her. That whole situation with the prenup, bullshit, lies, garbage. Get out of my face with that. You just want us to know that you're making good money now. And then this whole situation, Nisi, talk. We can't hear.
Oh yeah, you muted.
Did you laugh when she said, I have successful businesses with an
It's
S?
two. Because it's two, including Real Housewives of Potomac. So that gives
Right.
her,
You're referring to Potomac check only. Let's be
yes,
real. Because I've never seen to this day somebody buy a baseball cap. I've never seen your baseball caps in CVS,
because she sold
Walmart,
out.
Target.
Because she sold out, and then that was that. But she
Mm-mm.
sold out. They say she sold out.
Sold out. Yikes. Um, Mia saying Wendy can be dismissive. Do we agree? I
Yeah,
don't
but
think
when she should
Wendy
be,
is. She really miss. I don't
she's
really feel like she
dismissive. But it's
dismissive.
when she should be.
I
She is
feel
this.
like
Yeah, it's when she should be
all of them
though.
are.
Yeah, all
I
of
just feel
them.
like
Yeah,
the
all of
labels
them
they
are.
try to put on Wendy, you
It's for
can't.
everybody. Mhm.
I think you need to put somebody, yeah, correct, put it on everybody. Like dismissive, like I don't think that was appropriate. I think Mia also was trying to make sure she said what Giselle and them was already thinking. Because she also gives. I feel like that would be the lapdog. If Robin left and Mia stayed, Mia would definitely be the lapdog to
I
Giselle.
forgot. She would. The same way she lied and said that man was looking at her. And then backtracked
Oh,
on
did she
social
lie?
media this week and said, oh, I didn't mean he was looking at me in a sexual way. I just meant he made eye contact. That's dangerous. And let's hold these women accountable.
Mm,
Absolutely.
mm. What else I had? It wasn't a hate train, Giselle. Like Bondy pretty much cleared that up. Um, Robin denying the fights. I'm just proud of production. I feel like production has been on it this season, I was really glad that they rolled the bean footage. So now what do you have to say? I don't know. I wonder if that. So thank you so much, Cheryl, for the super chat. Giselle is just plain nasty for putting that towel over her face. You know what else she was nasty about? Hollering and laughing when Robin was up there talking. Like she was over there just, um, she wanted to cause a ruckus. But it was something I was going to say about Robin trying to fight. I can't remember what I was going to say about Robin trying to fight. No, I wanted to get her thoughts. Okay. Robin saying that she was denying she was trying to fight Wendy or whatever. I don't know why that was such a big thing for her, but it makes me wonder, did they have
She
a
said thug.
conversation or thug?
She
Like
kept saying thug.
did that conversation happen with HR or something like that? That you wanted to make sure you clear your name, that you wasn't trying to come at that lady like that? I just didn't understand either that or you were trying to nitpick at any little thing that you could find to have an issue with Wendy this season. I mean,
I
maybe
think she
HR was
was.
saying she was on a chopping block. I don't know.
I think that 53% European was jumping out of her when she used the word thug. I felt like it was very microaggressive when she was like, "Oh, you said I'm not being a thug," almost like you should know what it was, or almost like it. And I might be reaching, but it kind of reminds me of those moments whenever like a white person would hear a black person say the N word, and then they'll say, well, I'm not an N word. Like, if you can say it, I can say it too. It reminded me, like, parallel one of those moments. Like, you would know what a thug was. And in that moment, I wasn't being a
Yes.
Ooh,
thug.
Or
Like, I
got
feel
when
like she
you.
was calling her a
Ooh,
thug.
a
Like, you have well
thug.
knowledge of what a thug is. And that's
yeah.
not what I was doing in that moment.
I'm not
That's
a
what it was
thug.
giving.
Don't call me a thug. Yeah, it was
Right.
absolutely giving. I'm a white woman that's going to use this word with this black woman. Whereas if I was getting in an argument with another white woman, I would never use the word thug. But I'm using it with her because
Exactly.
I want y'all to draw the relevance between her
Yeah.
and her called like
Between the word thug.
hypocrisy. Because anybody that's white
Yes.
or white adjacent watching this is gonna be like, I mean, of course, she's not gonna be the thug because she's
Yikes.
53% Caucasian. Robin absolutely lives in her whiteness. And I think we're noticing it. And I keep telling y'all that stiff roller wrap is the perfect example because you do not know a black woman walking around with a stiff roller wrap by choice if they have 53% Caucasian in their bloodline. Nobody's walking around with those terrible clip-ins. Like, girl, it's absolutely giving Jersey. It's giving Jersey, bitch. It's giving just go ahead and put in the asymmetrical bob and keep them same terrible ass highlights and call it a fucking day.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow.
Make sure you get a bail
Disgusting.
bondsman. Make sure you get a bail bondsman on call because we know your ass probably gonna be going to jail, getting into fights with people when you get drunk down to the bar with your trifling ass. Because that's what it
Yeah.
gives.
She is the thug of the group.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I did appreciate Karen calling out Giselle though, letting her know she was not helping move the group forward. But those were Giselle's intentions the moment she came. She was planning on interrupting that event, and I feel like when Giselle, because Robin wasn't loud at first, I feel like Giselle got loud, which she knew was going to trigger Robin and disrupt the space that everybody was in. So she definitely had a plan the whole time she was there to ruin this lady's event.
Yeah, and then
Um,
went up for Robin the whole time. They was there to cause havoc, cause
yeah.
hell, and leave,
And
and
she wasn't
walk your
even
ass to that
there.
bus.
And
She
she
said, "I'm
wasn't
not
even
Right.
finna go
there.
to the bus,
Thomas home.
bitch."
Why the lies? I don't know. Ask Sharice why she lied. Because the camera's not lying. Like what?
Talking
And
about it
she
was
Um,
probed
fake.
her with that question: "Did you not, or did you have to?" Like you knew she was gonna say, "No, I didn't have to."
mm,
Wendy knew exactly how to handle them, though. That's how you handle people like that. But the thing is, like, Black women of all shades should have the grace to show their ass sometimes and cuss people out when they need to. So I really hate that Wendy is having to hold back and retreat and act like the, most courteous lady when these women are testing her, because she too should have the ability to show her black ass and cut somebody out sometime and push them with umbrellas, but she can't do that because she has to prove a point because they're putting her in a position to have to do that, and they know that.
mm. Periods. Speaking of
Privilege.
cuss
That's the word I was
their ass
looking for.
out. I'm glad Candace didn't cuss Ashley ass out like she really could have. I was waiting for Ashley to show her hand. I knew she was gonna show it. She showed it in that moment. But I do appreciate how Candace handled the conversation. I think Ashley lied when she said that she didn't get the information before she met with Candace. She got it afterwards. I think that she was lying about that. And she definitely had a plan to bring it to the group. And I kind of feel like that plan was by way of Giselle. I feel like her and Giselle talked about it. And Ashley and Giselle probably said, well, you bring it up. I'm not going to say anything, whatever, whatever. I feel like they could have possibly been in cahoots with that. What did you ladies think about this back and forth between Candace and Ashley?
I personally felt like I was glad that Candace cursed her out because I think Ashley was being vindictive from the beginning. I think Ashley and Giselle are in cahoots to go after Candace. I don't think Ashley wants it as bad as Giselle, but I think she loves poking at Candace because she's jealous of Candace. I think a lot of people have a hard time realizing that jealousy isn't the big emotion that you think it is. People just really do see that somebody has a comfort that they don't have, and it will cause them to treat that person in a negative way, in a bad way, to not give that person any grace because this person has something that I didn't have. I feel like Ashley has always been jealous of the fact that Candace grew up having a nice life, having, both her parents there for her, having money, not having to sleep with old men with balls that hang very low and are wrinkled on her forehead, in order to have a nice life. She didn't have to do any of that. So I do feel like Ashley is jealous, and she always has been. Even if she likes Candace on some level, there's a part of her that needs to feel like she's in competition with Candace, which is why as soon as she and Candace are good, she has to find something to do to put them back in this adversarial position. Because really, bitch, you coming at us with all of this bullshit about Chris when you know that Chris will never be in the same boat as Michael as far as we're concerned, based on the information we have. Like, girl, stop it. It's not the same. Go to bed.
Mm.
I feel like I'm about to reach a little bit, play devil's advocate a little bit. I feel like Giselle is lightweight blackmailing Ashley into doing this bullshit.
Mm.
And I'm not gonna say like she's flat out blackmailing, but I think that Giselle pulls so much weight when it comes to Ashley, and she actually knows stuff because Ashley admitted that this season. This episode, she said that girl has some of my secrets.
Yes.
So I feel like Giselle probably heavily influenced Ashley to do something, and that's already a friendship that Ashley does not care. She hasn't really invested much into it. They just now got cool again. So if Giselle told you to jump and she got your secret, you're gonna ask her how high because you really don't give a fuck about Candace. Now, I don't think that I think part of her was okay with having a good season with Candace, but I think that a lot of this chaos is coming from the agent of chaos, which is Giselle. I still do. Now,
Mm.
that's not me trying to, not hold Ashley accountable. Ashley did that bullshit. But I could definitely see a world where Giselle is influencing her to do this in these chaos meetings. Because I feel like they have chaos meetings where they get together and they script the whole season and they decide what it is that they're going to bring up. And Ashley feels so far intertwined in this that she can't really just say, fuck it, I don't want to do it no more, because you don't want to be Giselle's op based on what she knows about you.
Mm. Yeah. I think those are some interesting points. She don't have to pull on her strings that much. Uh, Candace and Giselle having a conversation towards the end. I hate that Candace kind of teared up, but Giselle was full of shit. Like, that's just the short answer. Like, saying that you were uncomfortable, you not 100% that Chris said, let's go to the room. Like, she just full of shit. And she's saying that she's not implying that he made like any type of sexual acts or, did anything with her. But the conversation she had with Robin was clear as day what you were trying to insinuate. Now you're trying to change it, but you're doing all these interviews saying that Candace is trying to push this too far and say some things happened that didn't. And it's like, nah, you implied everything. Any thoughts about that before we wrap up on Potomac?
Giselle is full of shit. Giselle is the reason why a lot of women lack credibility when they do come forward, because you are telling stories two different ways. On one hand, you try to use it to cause malice to a situation, make it seem like he, has sexual suggested, made suggestions towards you. And then later on said, oh, well, I was just uncomfortable with the thought of being another man in the room. And to me, that says more about you than it does about Chris. What thoughts did you have about Chris when you invited him to the room? Like, that's weird to me. So I think she's telling on herself, and I think she definitely was trying to weaponize that situation, and she definitely was playing victim. You don't do that. So somebody needs to hold the women accountable, including Mia and her Bigfoot ass.
Her lying
They need to hold
ass.
her accountable as well too. Like, I know you can't really say that she did anything wrong by saying this man was staring at her, but you added on to the narrative that he was a
You're
creep.
piling on.
You're piling on. It's pissing me off because for seasons we watched this white man, just like Candace said, who was an actual creep to production. Everybody, people who actually carry weight on the show from a business perspective, and y'all allowed him to do that, and now y'all want to bring forward Chris to try to play in somebody's household. Like, this is just crossing all lines. It's crossing all lines, and they need to do something about it for sure.
I agree. All right.
I agree.
So thank y'all. Anything else? We good? Potomac. All right. That wraps up Potomac. We are about to get into some gossip chat. So make sure you guys like the video on the way. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and wrap on up with this Real Housewives of Potomac mess. Okay, this drama that Juan done brought over here to Miss Robin Dixon's door. Okay, so currently, Robin Dixon's husband, Juan Dixon, has been named in a lawsuit, okay, in a complaint regarding one of his players and the assistant coach. Now, from what I'm reading and understanding, is that the student was being kind of blackmailed or catfished. They're saying that an assistant basketball coach catfished a player online into providing intimate photos and texts, then blackmailed him into videotaping a sexual encounter before publicizing the material. When the player resisted further demands for sex, a lawsuit was filed. They're saying that Juan knew about this, and when he learned about this information, he really didn't do anything about it. Not only that, the young man went to the president or went to a higher person trying to explain what was happening, and it all fell on deaf ears, and they actually ended up affecting his financial aid. Right, they ended up restricting some of his financial aid. So not only was y'all not listening to this baby, y'all sat up there and withdrew his financial assistance that was promised to him. Like, that is girl, this is a scandal. To me, this is very much so a scandal, and I truly believe that Juan dropped the ball on this because, I mean,
Jami, can you repeat the part about the financial aid?
Yeah, they withdrew. So when the guy went to, so let me read this part. They said they also named in the lawsuit filed last week at Coppin State University. These individuals, when he went to like the officials and the higher ups to have a conversation about what was happening, they ended up questioning him harshly, not believing his story, and they ended up retaliating against him by withdrawing his financial assistance. So the money he was getting from school, they went and affected that, all because I guess they felt like he was making up a lie or whatever about the assistant coach. And that's how y'all handle that. So everybody's caught up in this scandal on top of Juan Dixon based on how he handled this. And Juan strikes me as a person that likes to be so far away from the drama that when somebody's coming to him with the issue and not really the drama, but an issue, that he'll think that, oh, you trying to get me in some mess. I ain't got nothing to do with that. He just brushed it off. So now you tried to brush it off and now you still caught up in it. That's crazy.
To me, this was disgusting. When I read about it, I was like, first of all, you hire somebody who you know has issues and put them over kids. Like, I know it's college, but y'all know we were kids in college. We expected the people who were in these positions to handle us with care. So to have somebody catfish the student, blackmail them, force them into a sexual situation, and then send the shit to the rest of the team. I'm kind of like, the fact that that guy was still there and that you allowed for him to still be a part of your team as the head coach, Juan, this absolutely falls on you. And I'm trying to understand, if you had the power to hire him, why you did not fire him. It absolutely feels like the school covered it up, but it also feels like, damn, like these are the moments where you're supposed to do the right thing, and you chose to do what exactly? Nothing. Which is honestly a lot like Robin. Robin is the type of person that will go along with something that she knows is wrong if it benefits her. So, birds of a feather.
Yeah. This sounds very similar. Well, I don't know if it sounds, I don't know what's worse, but I hate that these types of situations are typical. I feel like maybe this is worse. I feel like these types of situations are typical at universities. But usually you see stuff like this happen between players. Like the college I went to, the basketball team was, they had a prostitution ring. They were trafficking freshman girls.
What?
And yeah, I think people were aware of it, but nothing was done. Also, another university down here, Baylor, it was a lot of assault going on that the coaches were aware of, and nobody did anything. Now, this to me on another level is a unique level of disgusting, only because you had another adult who was responsible for the well-being and the athletic development of those women or whoever on campus. And you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. And to me, it's like, even though you weren't the one who did these things, you weren't blackmailing and everything else, I feel like you should be held responsible. You should. You can't remain complicit in situations like that. So I hate to see it, but this is not a situation where doing nothing is better.
Well, we wish you the best, I guess. Good luck. Maybe he'll learn his lesson. I do wonder how Robin feeling about this. He finally got a job after all these years, and then you turn around and you do this situation and likely could be out of a job. Not sure how that's going to play out, and I doubt they're going to bring it up on the show. But either way, good luck. Let's move on.
Now, that would be a damn storyline.
Let's see. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and talk real quick about Selena Gomez and her friend Francia. I think that's how you say her name, Reyes. So
that's
I don't know
her
if y'all.
Friend?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, old girl from Grownish, Secret Life of an American Teenager. She was she on Bring It On too?
I watched her definitely.
I think she was on Bring It On.
I watched her on the shows for sure. Like, she was one of my faves on Grownish and Secret Life.
Yes.
So they've been friends for some time. Selena Gomez was actually diagnosed with lupus, and a few years back, she was having, some complications, and she actually needed a kidney, and she couldn't find anybody to be a match. So she ended up telling Francia, and without question, Francia said, "Yeah, I'll get tested and see if I'm a match." Well, come to find out, Francia was indeed a match. Okay. A lot of people have called Selena out because once she got that girl kidney, she gave up one of her kidneys to Selena. Selena was still out here kind of being reckless, drinking, doing whatever she want to do instead of kind of like taking better care of herself, right? And she ain't really been caring too much. Well, she ended up doing a documentary recently, and in that documentary, I believe they could have asked her like about her friends, and she mentioned. Now, keep in mind, this her friend, this is one of her best friends that sees her as family, especially after she gave her an organ, and then y'all was just caught filming with each other earlier this year, over the summertime or whatever, all on each other's social media. So in this interview now, uh Miss Selena says that when they asked her about her friends, she says the only friend that I really have in this industry is Taylor Swift.
Mm.
So when Francia saw this, all she thought, she just wrote down in the comments and said, interesting. Next thing you
Mhm.
know, she ended up unfollowing Selena. I personally feel like Selena was effed up for that. Because she
Mhm.
didn't mention this girl at all. If you're doing a documentary about your life, what you've been through, XYZ, we would at least think that you would say this girl gave you a kidney. Like, I mean,
Yeah, didn't he?
even if
Didn't
we
she
don't
say
talk,
something like the
I'm gonna
girl
honor
who
who you
gave me
were at
my
that time.
kidney?
Say what?
I think people in the I hadn't heard it, but a lot of comments were saying that she was only referenced as the girl who gave me my kidney
Mm.
Oh, wow. I didn't hear
in the
that one.
documentary. Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Wow.
ooh, ooh,
Wow.
that's a mess up.
I feel like I don't think I've ever really liked Selena Gomez. Didn't she do some weird shit when Black Lives Matter happened?
Oh, oh, wait. I think she just refused to post a black square. Oh no, it wasn't a black square. She refused to post hashtag Black Lives Matter, and she said something like, I don't remember. She gave all this reason as to why she was not going to post that. You right.
So yeah, Girlfrica. That's basically how I feel about it, Girlfrica. Especially now because I feel like that's real messed up. Like how somebody give you their kidney and you really gonna get out here and act like Taylor Swift is your friend. It's giving clout chaser.
Mm.
That's
I
what
mean,
it's
some
giving for me.
people are saying that she was in the middle of a episode because she's come out as bipolar. So that's what people are saying. But I think those are just the keyboard warriors who love her so much, but and they want to come up with different scenarios for her. Uh, um,
Hmm.
I hope she wasn't going through an episode, but either way it goes, there's also that other level of people saying that Francia claimed that she didn't want to be mentioned in the documentary. And another thing, I think you already mentioned this, Jamie, when Francia said that she didn't really get to offer up her kidney before the doctor just said she was a match.
Hmm.
Yes, yes. Well, no, no, no. What she did was she ended up taking getting the testing done. Right, she got the testing done, but she had a whole plan of how she wanted to roll out and tell Selena, "Hey, I'm a match."
Right.
Instead, Selena called her phone and said, "Hey, you're a match." So Francia was kind of like, "What? Like, is that how that's supposed to go?" So she ended up calling the doctor's office a bit upset or whatever like that. So that's what happened. She was pretty disappointed in the fact that she didn't get to tell her friend, and she was wondering how her friend knew she was a match before she could tell her. And I mean, she was a donor, so I mean a receiver. So maybe that's why she knew. Maybe somebody already notified her and had said, "Hey, we found you a match." But
I mean, I feel like don't get tested if you're not gonna do it. That's how I feel.
yeah, no, no, no.
Right.
I think she wanted to do it. She just wanted to make the announcement to her, like, "Hey, I'm a match," and they robbed her of the opportunity because she wanted to do this big old grand surprise, kind of like a reveal type of
Okay.
thing. When the
Okay.
ladies
Hmm.
do a reveal, she wanted to do that for Selena, but they robbed her of that opportunity. They told her before she could,
Gotcha.
which is
Yeah.
crazy, but
Imagine falling out with somebody you gave a kidney to, girl.
Girl.
right,
Ooh, we be on the flow. I can't.
right, girl. I really hate that.
It's so funny because people was in the comments like, "That's why my kidneys are only reserved for my children," and
In
I'm
my
like,
family, yes.
"Wow, yes." People literally have to, say who their kidneys are reserved for because you don't know what somebody may do to you one day or not do.
Girl,
Mm,
yeah.
sad, sad, sad. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and move on real quick. Miss Spice, the Spice official girl. The people were saying Spice was in a coma. What
Mm.
else they said? Spice had a heart attack or whatnot, and Spice came out and said she ain't had none of that. Okay, Spice put this post up, and she basically said, "I suffered a damaged hernia a few days ago that sent my body into sepsis. As a result, I was rushed to the hospital for immediate surgery. As you know, I've been off social media for a while to rest mentally. So little did I know." That during my medical scare, it was already being said that I had a heart attack and I was in a coma. So she's denying that. And a lot of people were relating her coma and her heart attack to her getting some type of BBL. I don't know why people always do that, but that's what they was thinking. So my question is, do y'all believe Spice? Y'all believe Spice? Y'all believe she had a hernia? I kind of believe Spice. I don't want to
I
say that
think she
lady was
had a
okay.
hernia, but her hernia could have been caused from something else. The only reason is
Ooh,
because when they first put it out, they said she was in the DR and she lives in Atlanta. So I'm trying to understand who flies to the DR for emergency surgery. Like,
on
and
a
people were talking about
hernia.
how, the DR is one of the centers of the world for surgery. I'm like, yeah, but nobody is in America. No black person in America is leaving America or not coming to America to have surgery on their health.
Right.
Like, I
Bondy,
mean,
you better
what are
Right.
you
read
talking
between them
about?
damn lines. You
Like,
better read between them damn
I'm
lines.
like, stop playing
And
with
did.
me. Like,
And she did, because
no.
I did not notice a thing. I was
Listen,
like, huh, she had a hernia? Bondi was like, nope, that don't sound right. I was like, oh my gosh, you are so right. It doesn't sound
damn.
right at all. Especially, I mean, okay, let me ask you this. What if you don't have insurance? This is where I'm like contradicting my own thoughts. Because some people, entrepreneurs, whatever, self-employed people have to pay insurance out of pocket
Yeah.
through Obamacare and all those other things.
Yes.
Do you think that someone who lived in Atlanta or Miami or something like that would opt to just not pay it at all and go to the DR? Because I will say, not that I'm co-signing on it, but I will say I've seen a TikTok the other day of somebody who lived like in California and they went to Mexico to go get routine dental checks.
So
Yeah,
here's my
no.
thing. I
I'm
kind of
sorry.
don't.
Mm-mm.
I'm leaning towards Bondi now with her breakdown because for a hernia, in my opinion, if your basis is here, right, your husband, your children. I mean, not your husband, but your mate, your children and stuff. You got a lot of support. Why not get it done here? So one, as you're healing, you have that support here. And number two, why would you risk that with your children? Like you leave them here to go down there to get a hernia, like, and now I see why a lot of people thought it was a BBL because typically, honestly, no disrespect to anybody, a lot of times when you do hear about these BBLs, people have left their kids in the United States to skip down there to get them. So I see why they probably tried to tie that in, but it's not making sense to go get hernia work done.
Or you could have needed to get hernia work done, but you was like, fuck it, let me just go get the BBL so you don't have to cut me open twice.
I mean,
Oh,
she's already had a
baby.
BBL. She's already had a BBL. And I remember that when she got it done, I was like, why would she do that the way she throws herself against people on stage? Like she
I want her
does.
to un-BBL it.
Listen, you can't
The
though.
girls are
And
doing it.
I
They
Yeah,
feel
she
like
needs to
are.
um,
undo it.
they
Then
can't
Nisi,
they
Nisi
undo it,
said,
but they still have
uh-huh.
issues. That's there's only so much you can undo. You can't go back to before you broke yourself down like that. You know what I'm saying? So whatever
Mm.
issues is caused, even though you can, take it out, a lot of the times, like those girls didn't get regular, BBLs. Sometimes them hoes got ass shots too. Like everybody be fronting acting like they got BBLs every time, but a lot of them girls got straight up ass shots and that shit, separate and clink onto the fat inside your body. But look, whatever. I'm gonna just say this about Spice. Spice probably, and I'm just saying it's based on her post when she was saying she can't do the move no more. It made me feel like you got that surgery thinking that you was going to be able to still perform in the same capacity, and you was throwing your body against that stage, and you probably caused damage to your body because of the
Ooh.
BBL and had to go and get the
Mm.
shit fixed. And when you went to get it fixed, you had these complications because y'all know once they get the BBL done one time, they have to go and maintain it.
Yeah,
So
that's
I,
scary. Imagine having to get
especially
maintenance on your ass.
girl. So that's why I'm like, yeah, no, I feel like she
Mm.
telling us what, the cute answer to it will be. but it was too many days that you was out. So even though you saying you wasn't in a coma and all of that, that came out over the weekend. Like when I was still in Jamaica, we thought Spice was in a coma. So for days, nobody knew what the hell was going on until now. You posting an old picture with a long ass caption. Yeah, nah. I ain't.
Wow, wow, wow.
Something in the water ain't clear.
All right, guys, this is my last one for tonight. Okay, I want to get into a real quick DJ Mustard and his wife. First of all, or his ex-wife, they look good. I have to say, regardless of whatever he got going on, they lost a ton of weight, and I have to give them credit. I don't know what they was doing, but girl, they look boy. And I just want to highlight that. Okay. So real quick, like, they did get their divorce. She was there with him shooting in the gym. But she ended up making this post recently where she put up a picture of her beautiful children. And she says, shout out to me for real. I walked away from everything I ever knew, signed a prenup, even though I was shooting in the gym and still didn't put up a fight. Taking care of my babies on my own is the most rewarding feeling. Then she came back and says, I keep private for the most part for others' comfort, but you get no cool points for effing over your day one. I'm solid and loyal as they come. I bring more than money to the table and will always add to the table. I sit and eat from, okay, management. And from what I'm hearing, I think she ended up like signing a prenup, I believe.
Yeah, I
So
read
they were
that.
together for a long time. Then they had got married after I don't know how long. I'm not sure the years, but it was a
They
very
didn't
long
get married till
time.
2020.
Boom.
Their
And I
oldest
was
kids
it
look
like
like he about
10
10.
years?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were married for a long time. Then when they got married, he had her sign a prenup. I think they were together for like 2 years, and then he was the one that filed for a divorce. What are your thoughts about that? I mean, more so her saying she take care of her babies on her own, and it's the most rewarding feeling. I kind of feel like that man need to pay that. Like, okay, she signed a prenup, so we get if you don't get no spousal support, but I hope she's not paying for them kids on her own.
I hope not either.
I
Like we
hope
said a
not.
couple months ago, treat me like I'm fragile shit. I'm
Okay.
sure it's rewarding, but don't nobody want to have to hustle like that to take care of the three kids that you did not create on your own. Um, I don't know what the terms of their prenup is. I hope that she has some kind of support. Not to change the subject, but it's along the same lines. Did y'all see the headline about Miguel and Nazanin?
I saw they have an
No.
ironclad prenup. I don't know what that meant though.
Right. I don't know what it meant either.
Oh.
But she too was shooting with Miguel in the gym. They ain't got no kids. And they also have only been married for 5 years now. And not long, because I mean, in comparison to how long they were together. But in general, how do y'all feel about women who was shooting in the gym and the prenups, and then when you walk away, you got your last name and that's it?
I think on one level I understand it because it's more so about I fought with you in this relationship. I'm not about to keep fighting with you after. So I'd rather just take care of it myself than fight for you to be and and do what you need to do. You need to do what you need to do on your own. I don't need to fight with you for it. But I am a firm believer in get that child support. Like I don't care what nobody talking about. Get that child support, nigga. You don't want to be there for your children the way you're supposed to be. Pay. Okay, you made these children financially support them. I shouldn't have to work harder. I shouldn't have to dig into my purse and my bag money to cover what you not doing when we both had these damn children. So
Right.
I'm a
1000%.
firm believer in get that child support, girl.
I agree 1000%. You signed a prenup, you understood what came with that when you signed it, whether you was gonna get a little sum or you weren't gonna get anything. But when it comes to those kids, that was a joint decision, especially within that marriage. Y'all both decided to have these babies, take care of them. There's no reason she should be walking away and not having your assistance to take care of them. Like that just don't make any logical sense to me.
Girl. And just for
Absolutely not.
somebody in the comments, shooting in the gym means the day one. The person that was there with them when they didn't have anything that helped them get what they have. That's what she means. She mean I help him acquire what he has, and now he's telling me that he's not going to give me any of it now that we're no longer together.
And that also means the person that was with you, like Bondy said, when you ain't have nothing, meaning she wasn't a leech. She's not one of those people that come around later on when you got it and they only around you for what it is that you have. And when you ain't got it no more, they gone too.
Hmm. Well,
So
he'll regret it. He'll regret it. He'll be at some point in his life, wishing he had done better by her. They all do.
They do.
they
That's
all
what I
do.
keep remembering. I was just watching something the other day. I can't even remember what it was. Oh, I was watching a Netflix documentary, and one of the guys was talking about he was married and he didn't treat his wife good, and that was the worst mistake he ever made in his life, and he regrets it. And yeah, yeah, sounds about right.
All right. Well, that's all that we have for you guys on tonight. We thank you all so much for joining us. Don't forget to follow all of the ladies on social media at Bondy Blue, at Jami ThatsMe, at Necey Dixon. Feel free to follow the Ooh Ladies First panel at Ooh Ladies First on Twitter and Instagram. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to email us at oohladiesfirstpanel@gmail.com. Okay. And definitely subscribe to all of the channels. And also don't forget to like the video on your way out. Thanks for joining us. Good night.